Hey man, in a world that moves at the speed of swipes, instant messages, and late-night impulsive confessions, slowing down in love has become almost rebellious. Everyone's in a rush to label, to attach, to prove. But here's the truth. No one tells you. The faster you move in love, the more likely you are to crash. Because love isn't supposed to be a sprint. It's not about how quickly you can feel something. It's about how deeply you can build something. The pace you set in the beginning determines the peace you'll have in the end. Modern relationships are built like fast food, easy to order, hard to digest. People fall for the idea of someone, not the reality. They confuse chemistry for compatibility, passion for peace, attention for affection, and in that rush, they forget the most important truth about love. Depth takes time. The kind of love that lasts isn't born in instant gratification. It's sculpted slowly, like a masterpiece, one moment of patience at a time. We need to take it slowly because the rush blinds us. When emotions move too fast, logic disappears. You start projecting potential instead of seeing truth. You fall for what you want them to be, not what they are. You start rewriting red flags as flaws and calling obsession love. And before you know it, you're trapped in something that feels intoxicating at first, but toxic in the end. Slowness reveals what speed conceals. Love that grows slowly allows trust to breathe. You can't build trust through constant texting, quick intimacy, or love bombing. You build it through silence, observation, space, and consistency. You need time to see how they act when they're angry, when they're ignored, when things don't go their way. Because how someone behaves in the quiet moments, not in the romantic ones, shows you who they really are. When you rush love, you're not falling for the person, you're falling for the feeling, the thrill, the validation, the novelty, and feelings fade, always. But when you take it slow, you learn to appreciate the person behind the feeling. You start valuing their presence, not just their attention. You fall for the way they listen, not just the way they look. And that's how love transforms from emotion into foundation. Taking it slowly is also about protecting your peace. When you fall fast, you attach your happiness to a stranger. You hand them your emotions before they've earned your trust. You start waiting for their text to feel okay, watching their stories to feel secure, needing their validation to feel alive. That's not love, that's dependency. And dependency, disguised as love, will always destroy you quietly. Patience in love is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's knowing that true connection doesn't crumble when it's not rushed. The person meant for you won't disappear because you didn't fall fast enough. Real love grows stronger in the slow burn, not weaker, because slowness filters out what speed attracts, the temporary, the shallow, the impulsive. When you move slowly, you attract people who want depth, not dopamine. You see, taking it slow allows you to remain grounded in reality. Love isn't just about how much you feel, it's about how much you understand. When you give something time, you start noticing patterns. You see how they react to discomfort. You learn whether they handle pain with maturity or manipulation. Without time, you can't tell the difference between a soulmate and a skilled pretender. Rushing love comes from fear. Fear of being alone, fear of missing out, fear that if you don't move fast, you'll lose them. But love that's built on fear is always fragile. Fear says, I need you to feel whole. Love says, I'm whole already, and I choose you. That's why patience in love isn't about waiting. It's about not settling. It's about giving time for the truth to unfold naturally. Taking it slow gives space for friendship to form. And friendship is the backbone of every real relationship. Passion fades, attraction changes, but friendship, that quiet companionship, holds everything together when life gets hard. Lovers who were never friends end up feeling like strangers once the spark dies. That's why slowing down matters, because love that lasts is built on understanding, not intensity. Love that moves too fast often collapses under the weight of fantasy. The faster you fall, the higher the expectations. You start imagining forever before you've experienced a full season of reality. And when reality hits, when flaws show up, when effort fades, disappointment hits harder. Because you weren't in love, you were in a dream. And every dream ends the moment you wake up. Taking it slowly also means protecting your standards. When you move fast, you compromise boundaries without realizing it. You accept mixed signals, you excuse bad behavior, you tolerate inconsistency in the name of love. But when you take it slow, you remain conscious, you keep your power. You allow someone to earn your trust, not bypass it with chemistry. That's how you prevent emotional chaos, by letting time reveal character. Love isn't supposed to be dramatic. It's not supposed to confuse you. It's not supposed to feel like a race to prove your worth. Love, that's real, is calm, it's grounded, it's consistent. But we've been trained to believe love must feel like fireworks, when in truth, it feels more like a steady flame, and only time can show you whether that flame warms you or burns you. The slow pace also reveals whether both people want the same thing. When you rush, you skip the conversations that matter, the beliefs, the goals, the values. You end up emotionally attached before realizing you're not even compatible. But when you move slow, those things come out naturally. And instead of falling blindly, you start building wisely. You realize love isn't found, it's constructed. Taking it slow gives you control over your emotional balance. It helps you notice your own patterns, the way you attach, overthink, chase, or withdraw. Love reveals who we are under pressure, and the slower you go, the more time you have to respond consciously, instead of reacting impulsively. You can't master love if you can't master yourself, and self-mastery requires space, silence, and patience. The slow pace also protects your heart from illusion. People can pretend for a few weeks, even months, but time always exposes truth. The one who's consistent, patient, and genuine won't mind the wait, but the one who's only there for the thrill will disappear the moment you stop feeding their need for excitement. That's how time becomes your greatest filter. It removes the wrong people without confrontation. Taking it slowly in love is also a sign of self-respect. It shows that you value your peace more than your impulses. It means you're not desperate for connection, you're discerning about it. You understand that not every spark deserves a flame. Some connections are meant to teach, not to last. And patience helps you recognize which is which. When love grows slowly, it becomes peaceful, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. You stop chasing highs and start appreciating the quiet. You don't need constant reassurance or drama to feel alive. You just feel grounded. You wake up next to someone whose presence doesn't overwhelm you. It centers you. And that's when you know you've found love, not infatuation. You see, speed in love is often a trauma response. People rush because they're trying to escape loneliness, not embrace love. They use connection as distraction, but love that's rushed never heals. It just hides the wound temporarily. The slower you go, the more your wounds surface. And if both people can hold space for those wounds to heal, that's when love becomes transformation, not escape. Taking it slow also means letting desire mature into devotion. Anyone can be obsessed for a few weeks, but devotion, that quiet, steady choice to show up, even when the feelings fluctuate, that takes time. You don't just fall into devotion, you grow into it. Slowly, deliberately, intentionally. That's what makes it powerful. Slow love is not for the impatient, it's for the evolved. It's for the man who values meaning over attention, peace over passion, and quality over quantity. Because he knows that everything fast is fragile, and everything strong takes time. He doesn't chase intensity, he builds intimacy. And that's what makes him different from every other man she's ever known. You'll know you've mastered slow love when you stop fearing loss, when you can let time do its work without anxiety, when you stop trying to force connection and start allowing it. Because love that's real doesn't need to be rushed, it only needs to be nurtured. The right person won't need urgency to stay, they'll feel peace in your patience. Taking it slowly also gives you room to grow individually. Too many people lose themselves in love because they move too fast to notice how much they're changing. Slow love gives you balance, space to pursue your purpose, maintain your friendships, protect your solitude. Because love that takes everything from you isn't love, it's consumption. Patience in love is a reflection of maturity. Immature love says, I want you right now. Mature love says, I'll take my time because I want this to last. The slow pace humbles you. It reminds you that love isn't about control, it's about appreciation. And the longer you take to understand someone, the deeper your gratitude becomes. So take it slow, brother. Don't rush what deserves time. Don't confuse butterflies with bonding. Don't trade peace for passion, because true love, the kind that lasts beyond lust, beyond novelty, beyond ego, grows quietly. It takes root in patience, it breathes in peace, it deepens with time. And when it finally blooms, you'll realize why the wait was worth it, because nothing rushed ever feels as real as something that took time to unfold naturally.